All right. Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. It's time for an update on a story that was honestly an S show when it started, and it's becoming even more of an S show as we dive further into it. That is the AI rapper FN Mecha story, which we covered on this channel recently. We're going to talk about it again very quickly. Before I get into that, quick shout out to our sponsor, good people over at The Ridge. Here's my actual kind of like, Ridge wallet that I'm always rocking. Not this one. My actual baby blue, sexy, sleek, one that I've been rocking for years. Still good. Get 10% off your order if you use that link down below, promo code MELON. And on top of it, they're also doing a sweepstakes right now. Apparently for every dollar spent on the site before September 30th, it all puts you in the running to potentially win this upgraded Ford freaking Bronco? Or I guess you can take cash if you want to just take cash for it, but either way. All right, so FN Mecha, since we last spoke about the AI rapper, has been dropped from Capitol Records, no longer on the label. Capitol has essentially apologized for having any involvement with this project whatsoever, which personally I think is pretty much BS. Like, Capitol knew what they were getting into. They knew what they were cynically profiting off of with this AI rapper thing. Did not take long for internet users to dig this stuff up and find out just how crappy FN Mecha was. So you can't tell me that a whole ass record label with millions of dollars behind it couldn't have put two and two together here. But the story does not stop there, because apparently Mr. Anthony Martini, aka Johnny Sins, he has left. He has gone. He has basically hit the eject button on his involvement with this company and with this character. Even Mr. Martini, one of the founders of this company, one of the guys who has had involvement with this project and with this character the longest, is seeing the writing on the wall via Billboard. Martini is a former artist manager who has helped develop the careers of artists such as Lil Dicky. Makes sense to me. Made in Tokyo as well. Was a CEO of Royalty Exchange, so on and so forth. He partnered with the designer of Mecha after his daughter showed him Mecha's Instagram profile. Ugh. He also said that FN Mecha is mostly a human rapper, which would qualify him as augmented reality instead of AI. Well, yeah, I mean, I've commented on this, and it was pretty freaking obvious that in terms of what Mecha was saying, doing, the design is all very human in terms of its intention and who it's trying to be marketed to. Martini also said FN Mecha's voice is a black guy and not this malicious plan of white executives. Now, these claims and defenses were also made in a DM conversation with content creator Jarvis Johnson, who did a really cool and thorough video on the whole FN Mecha thing, which we will link you to down below. Now, what's funny about Martini and the account presumably run by Martini or somebody else connected to the team, kind of using this defense that, oh, don't worry about it. The rapper's voiced by a black guy. It's not some kind of like caricature thing or something like that. He could say whatever he wants. He can do this. He can do that because he's voiced by a black guy. The irony of that is that the voice of the character has come out now and has also been interviewed by Jarvis, and has said essentially that the creators have not paid him. So their weak-ass line of defense for the existence of this character and everything that it's doing and saying in songs and on social media and so on and so forth, yeah, that guy has not been paid. Martini gave us a full statement about his severing ties with FN Mecha and Factory New. I joined the team early 2020 because I am truly passionate about the future of digital media and felt my background could help fulfill Mecha's potential in the music industry. It's become apparent that I should have done more diligence before joining. In the past few days, I've learned of Kyle the Hooligan's experience with Mecha, which is deeply at odds with my core values. He is the person who is voicing Mecha. I believe that artists must always be at the center of the creative process and must be compensated fairly. I take responsibility for diving into a project without comprehensively examining its history. As a manager, my role has always been to create opportunities while the artists on our team lead creative. I'll always defer to the talent when it comes to their vision. I can't speak for what happened before me, but while I was involved, artists on the project were always compensated fairly and participated in the revenue from their work. I also take full responsibility for the lack of transparency and confusion that my comments about AI elements in Mecha's music may have caused. Those quotes were from a 2021 interview and were meant to create intrigue and provide cover for songs at the time which weren't ready for scrutiny. Okay, that's kind of not a very flattering way to put it. Too many artists never realize their dreams because of the labels put on them by society. The music industry is full of talented singers, rappers, and producers who never get a shot because a corporation doesn't think they have the right look, or they are too old, or are not marketable enough. Whether it's prejudices they face or simply the artist not feeling comfortable with the body they were born in, virtual characters have the potential to be a true equalizer and the next frontier in representation of the arts. No, like an equalizer. Like, you guys and labels are presenting FN Mecha not as an equalizer, but as like a fucking eliminator. You're talking about like eliminating the presence and existence and necessity of real actual humans being real actual artists. That's how virtual avatars can and should enable more artists to have a platform, not fewer. Yeah, but the thing is, like, if this were an artist who by themselves were sort of like putting this character out there as their avatar and it was completely within their control, as we've seen in the case of bands like Gorillaz, for example, that's one thing, that's fine. But what you guys had going was like, you know, a shady business operation which was bought into by a record label, and the artist who was voicing the character didn't even own the character or control the character and wasn't even fairly compensated. So, like, if that is the scenario that you're trying to like potentially paint here with the existence of FN Mecha, like the hopes and aspirations that you know, you had for this project, I don't know. I feel like you really kind of got us off to a very bad start. You showed us not the positive potential of a character like this. You showed us the worst potential outcomes of a character like this. And now anything that comes out that is similar will be feared by anybody who remembers this story and paid attention to it. So if there was any of the potential here that you're actually describing in your apology, it has been kind of ruined. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this unfortunate series of events. What are yours? Leave them down in the comments. Shout out to Stereogum. Shout out to Rachel Brodsky. And yeah, you guys are the best. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. FN Mecha, not forever.